Are Bloods and Crips in New Jersey the same as Bloods and Crips in New York? Arsenal the Rebel, Shotgun Suge, Sue Surf, Grape Streets, the Rolling 60s. Is Tretch from Naughty by Nature maybe a direct descendant of why Bloods ended up in New Jersey? Did Bloods and Crips start in New Jersey before New York? There's a bunch of things we're going to talk about, man. But don't worry, we're going to get into it, man. Dirt Gang TV, man. Y'all stay tuned. Yikes. Side block. It's Curry Low.
You are now tuned into Bossman Tough Beats.
Y'all niggas already know what it is, man. Shout out from all the 30s, man. All the way from 35th and Edgecombe all the way to Crenshaw, man. Y'all already know what it is. 30s, all mafia. I'm just a Brooklyn nigga from my Harlem set. Show some respect. If not, nigga, put it in check. I'm up next. It's your boy, man. Curry Loke, a.k.a. Dirt Gang Curry, man, a.k.a. Harlem Smiley. Y'all know what it is, man. So it's just a lot of frequent questions are always asked, too, because New York and New Jersey are so close together. They think that the Bloods and Crips out there are actually the same. Which, don't get me wrong, a lot of the sets out there are the same. But, you know, we gonna talk about some things, man. And listen, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all gonna comment regardless of the facts. So if y'all feel like y'all got a comment, throw it in there, man. Hit a like, hit a dislike, subscribe to the channel. The best thing to do, too, because we got a lot of great interviews and stuff coming, too. The content's gonna be real. But anyway, let's get into it. So, boom. A lot of things I've been hearing is, oh, man, Dirt Gang, you only talk about the Crips. You don't talk too much about the Bloods. But, all right, so we're going to flip it around, too, because I don't want anybody to think I'm biased. Even though I'm from Harlem, you know, just for that reason, I just didn't even wear my Harlem hat today. I just want a neutral hat, the neutral color. Listen, we're going to get into it, man. So, all right, we're going to start out with the Bloods in New Jersey. So, now, a lot of people don't realize, too, like the Bloods in New Jersey and then the Bloods in New York, they have a lot of similar sets. But for the most part, too, I mean, some of them most of them going to the UBN, you know, they are similar, but they are very different from the moves they make, the way they act, you know, the location of the spots and stuff like that, too. And there's a couple of sets that's in New Jersey that I never even heard of that was in New York City, too. And me personally, I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, but I don't know a lot of, you know, I don't know a lot about Jersey, you know, just from my cousins that live out there, from when I went out there when I was younger, you know, just from basic research, too. So if I get something wrong, I'm pretty sure y'all going to let me know in the inbox. And even if I'm right, y'all still going to tell me I'm wrong, but y'all know what it is. So let's start out with it, too. 793 Bloods. A lot of discrepancy. 93. A lot of sets out there, they use 93. Now, everybody know the Bloods are really not supposed to be using the tray. The tray. You know, tray is pretty much a Crip thing or whatever like that, too. But being that the Bloods started and, you know, on the East Coast, I'm going to say, I'm not going to say New York City, but on the East Coast, this is the reason why they use the tray a lot, the 3 a lot, too. So, 793 is a set that's basically based out of Jersey. It's a Blood set. You know, they're a Blood set that they're kind of smaller. They're really only based in Jersey. I really haven't heard of any of them outside of Jersey. They do, for the most part, too, get along with a lot of the other Bloods, too. But they don't get along too much with the Brims. And once again, if I'm wrong, I'm not from out there. This is just from basic research. Y'all let me know. I don't know too much information on them, too. But, you know, they throw up 7s when they throw up their what's the name, too. And I'm guessing the 93 part comes from the year. Because from what I'm hearing, the Bloods in Trenton started in 93 as well as the same time. Like, a lot of people that live out there don't realize how close New York and New Jersey is. It's very close for the most part. And, you know, I mean, it could get very, you know, misconstrued about this, too. That's why I've been getting a lot of people in my inbox asking me, oh, do it on the difference between the Jersey Bloods and, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you, too. It's about 7 or 8 Jersey sets, Bloods out there, too. But it's only 2, maybe a third Crip set out there, too. But we're going to get into that, too. But the 793 Bloods is a Jersey-based set, too, that's out there, too. You can, you know, do research on them or whatever like that, too. It's not too much out there, but whatever. Brick City Brims. Now, anybody from Jersey know Brick City Redman been screaming Brick City for a while. Brick City is Jersey. A lot of people, call Brick City Jersey, whether you a Brim or not. But Brick City is they're like everywhere too for the most part. They move in silence. I kind of like the research that I did on them. They don't fuck with too many sets out there. They don't have a whole heap of members, but they are spread out throughout Jersey. They move in silence. They don't. It's not too many of them out there. RICO laws and stuff like that too. They do their thing. From the research too, they are known. They do their thing. They just move. They move in silence. They're not a really like, if you know about Bloods and New York and New Jersey, they're not the same. But a lot of times, they're really out there. They're flashy. They're making a lot of noise. To where the Crips in New York and New Jersey was taught to pretty much, like move in silence. Make your money. That's the first thing you do too, and help out your little homies and your, your community and stuff like that too. That's the way we was taught out there too. So for them to actually move in that same manner, it's pretty cool to do that too. And they are Brims. Once again, I could be wrong. They are from a direct descendant of the 5'9" Brims. But out there, a lot of OGs from California made their way to Jersey, because the New York, it was too much happening out there. So if you was trying to make your moves and you didn't want to really like live in Jersey, but you still wanted to get that New York, you didn't want to live in New York, but you still want to get that money from out there, you would pretty much go to Jersey. So that's what happened a lot of times. The OGs from California made their way to Jersey directly. So they just don't call themselves the, 5'9" Brims or whatever like that, So, boom, Red Breed Gorillas, direct blood set out of Newark, New Jersey. They're not a California-based set. I haven't heard of any ties with California. From what I'm hearing, they're just a direct. It actually sounds like a record label, if you ask me, But it's a direct, Jersey, Newark blood set. I don't hear about any OGs that went out there and started that, gave it that name, anything like that too. Once again, I could be wrong. This is just from me doing research. If I'm wrong and y'all know more about it, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's a dope name though. Red Breed Gorillas. Pretty much for the most part, they don't have Brim on the end of their name or anything like that too. I think they're just Bloods for the most part. Yeah, but don't got too much information on them too. But they're just like a home-based set. See what I'm saying? Not too much on them too. For them to be actually known, they must put in some kind of work or whatever like that too. But once again, just they look like they move in silence. Moving on though, to the more interesting matters now too. To the more known of the blood sets. Let's go to non-Trey. Okay, so non-Trey. Here where the discrepancy comes in too. Non-Trey, non-Texan grenades, non-Trey gangsters. They done, they done switched up the name a couple of times, as well a bunch of sets did. And non-Trey gangsters, for the most part, they're 93. So that's where the Trey coming apart at too. Once again, man, when it was first started out there, man, it's like they didn't know, too much about Bloods and Crips. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you, me being from out there too. So when they even threw the name Trey in it, they didn't even realize, Trey was a pretty predominantly, Crips used that terminology, whatever like that. Because I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't have used it. They probably would have just said 93. See what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be. But, non-Trey gangsters, pretty much a big blood set. See what I'm saying? A very big blood set. New York, New Jersey. Here's where a lot of people say that they're, would get them to mixed up, think they're the same because they have the same name. They do the same handshake from the non-Treys in, New York to the non-Treys in Jersey. So with theirs, not really a big, difference between them two. Under the UBN, of course. One of the 5 original sets under the UBN, You know, they're a very big set too. If you really don't know about non-trade gangster, you know, whether you live in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, then you know you really not. You know, it really can't say you an East Coast blood because there are a lot of them too. They have a very big percentage of members that they have. As far as the UBN go, they have a lot too. That is a set that's probably going to be a while for a long time. Moving on though, the GKB, mainly held in like Trenton, New Jersey, Gangsta Killer Bloods is what they call. Or you might hear people saying the Shine Boys, or you might hear people saying Hats. That's pretty much for the most part who they're talking about too. Again, another set that's in Jersey, that's also in New York. Same handshake, same codes. That is not a set that is brought from California out there. That is a set that was out there, part of the UBN, one of the 5 original sets. That is just, you know, it's once again a lot of members. GKB, if you was back in the 90s, you know, when you first started gangbanging in the 90s, you know, the mid 90s, you heard about GKB, Gangsta Killer Blood. Really, to be true, be Turtle, New York. That was the 2 biggest sets. It was GKB, and then it was non-trade, then it was Sex Money Murder. But Sex Money Murder had a lot of discrepancy, especially in New York. It was kind of weird because Sex Money Murder didn't allow girls, from what I'm hearing, and this is what I was told, you know, they didn't allow girls inside their set, but then it's like one of the originators was actually a female. So it was a lot of discrepancy inside of there too. We're going to get to that. But the Hats, Shine Boys, GK, like, you know, I got a lot of cousins from that set too. You know, it's a lot of them in Brooklyn. They're like everywhere too. It's a lot of them too. Like, if you see red flags floating around there in Brooklyn, 9 times out of 10, they're probably either like GKB or, you know, or there's a lot of Brims running around New York now too. But for the most part though, you was born and raised in New York too, you know, especially not in like Long Island, you know, or upstate. If it was like the boroughs, you probably was from one of them sets. All right, moving on. Where it gets a little bit more interesting. Sex Money Murder. A lot of people call Sex Money Murder the first set out there as far as like blood sets to really, you know, like make noise and make money. And I'm not even gonna lie, the Sex Money Murders, they were some flashy motherfuckers. They wasn't out there like super killing niggas and all that shit, see what I'm saying? But they was definitely getting money. Them niggas actually was a set that moved like Crips. That's why a lot of GKBs and non-trade didn't like these motherfuckers, because they was out there for the most part. They was getting money, see what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't with the Killer Latin Kings niggas and Killer Crip niggas and all that shit. Like, if it happened, it happened. They, don't get me wrong, it was about their shit. But they was getting a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And that was like that from the niggas in New York and the niggas in Jersey. See what I'm saying? Like, them niggas was putting their fucking work, and that, you know, they was the first set to really, you know, they one of the niggas from their set was the first set to actually catch the Rico. See what I'm saying? So I mean, for the most part, you know, they was out there, they was getting money. See what I'm saying? And for that part too, honestly too, they are the reason why you like had like the first like really like blood on blood violence inside of like the what's name? Because don't get me wrong, for the most part though too, that UBN shit, they stuck strict to that shit. The older niggas when it first came out, you know, these younger niggas now, you know, it's like, it's a little crazy, see what I'm saying? But they stuck to that UBN shit for the most part. And I mean, like, you know, you would throw it up with any blood you came with. A nigga from your set, you would throw it up different, but for the most part, you would throw it up out there, you know, with anybody from any set. See what I'm saying? But Sex Money Murder, it was like, you know, because they was taking over so much territory, they started getting hated on a lot. So that was the first blood on blood violence I really seen, was between like the non-trade niggas and the Sex Money Murder, because they try to label these niggas food. But the only problem was with the Sex Money Murder niggas, they was getting so much money. They had original niggas that was out there that was like from 93, you know, that can really tell you that shit too. And there's no discrepancy, man. The blood niggas started in 93. I don't know how true it is about OG Mac. I know a lot of his shit was false. A lot of his shit was false, but I don't think he started the blood niggas just off of the Monster Cody book. See what I'm saying? You know, because I know for a fact Jersey ties got direct descendants from California, especially on the Crip side. See what I'm saying? But the blood side, which we're gonna get into right now, which is the double I bloods. Now, the double I bloods is not a blood set that I really see inside of New York City. Even though it might be a set inside of New York City, I mean, even though it might be some of them that live inside of New York City, but that's a direct Jersey tie set too. So, Tretch from Naughty by Nature. A lot of y'all know he's from Jersey. He's basically he had a rap group flowing. Couple of guys from California was out there, chilling or whatever like that during the barbecue. See what I'm saying? And niggas was chilling or whatever like that. And they, realized this is before the Bloods this was in '93, before Bloods even started out there. Anybody from Jersey from that time, if you from Jersey, you call your shit Brick City, but when you right inside of Newark, there's a part that call their shit Ill Town. See what I'm saying? So I mean inside of what's the name that call themselves Ill Town or whatever like that. So it was G Love was one of the guys from out there, whatever like that too. So y'all probably know him. Squeak Roo from Squeak Roo is from, where's Squeak Roo from? Squeak Roo is from neighborhood Paru. His brother is from Queen Street. And that's in Inglewood. Two different sets in Inglewood, but they're mad close together, but they're brothers. So G Love was out there, whatever like that too. And so was Roo. But they was realized that they shit was called L Town, and that, Inglewood niggas was out there, so that's where the two I shit come from. See what I'm saying? L Town and Inglewood. That's what the double I shit stand for, the double I bloods from L Town and from Inglewood or whatever like that too. Now, I go to Inglewood a lot. See what I'm saying? Now, it's a lot of people out there, it's a discrepancy going. They really don't feel a, whole double I shit. Nobody really fessed up to it as far as to start it or whatever like that. But because Pac was so cool with Tretch, and Pac was from the coast, see what I'm saying? Well, had moved to the West Coast from New York, it was like niggas wasn't really tripping on it. But the double I niggas, them niggas they put in work. It's a lot of niggas. See what I'm saying? So, those niggas are really a direct descendant from Queen Street blood, which is in Inglewood, California. See what I'm saying? So Queen Street bloods is a direct descendant with the double I bloods from Jersey, which stands for Inglewood and Ill Town, that Tretch from Naughty by Nature pretty much brung the niggas out there and pretty much was out there. That's why you see him with the flags and all that. That's why him and Pac was so cool. So it makes sense. So really, you could really say Tretch is really a reason why double I bloods really actually exist in Jersey. Now, once again, y'all can say what y'all want to about the nigga, whatever like that later down the line, but I wouldn't really call him a founder, but I would say he will be a direct descendant, the reason why it ended up out there. I wouldn't really call him a founder. It wasn't like he was in the streets putting in no work or no shit like that. That's when niggas get misconstrued that too. Just because you a nigga that's super old don't make you an OG. It's like, you got to put in some kind of work. See what I'm saying? So if you don't put in the work for it, then you're not gonna, a lot of white people over there. Yeah, if you don't put in the work for it, you really not gonna, you can't really call yourself for this or that. See what I'm saying? You just a nigga who old that's been into it. But, all right, so boom. Slide to the other side of things now. I tell people all the time, too, there's like 7, 8 blood sets that I just mentioned that's in Jersey. But really, the only Crip sets that's in Jersey that really, I could say, is really making noise. Now, it might be others, and then once again, if I'm wrong, put the comment down below. I'm pretty sure y'all if I'm right. Is the Grapes, the 60s, and then there's a couple of Santana blocks out there. But I never really, ran into one myself. But for a fact, I know, let's start with the Grapes. Actually, let's start with the 60s. So, boom, Sue Surf. See what I'm saying? Neighborhood rolling 60s. Battle rapper. Some of y'all might know him. Some of y'all might not. Haven't met him personally myself. Once again, too, I do have cousins or whatever like that that's out there that's from rolling 60s that lives in Newark, New Jersey. But today, it's a lot of them niggas. See what I'm saying? And they really rep that neighborhood shit to the most part. That there's a lot of neighborhood 60s that's inside of New York, too, for the most part. But it's like, these niggas, they're very similar. They run the same way. They got the same handshake as the niggas from LA. So the New York 60s, the New Jersey 60s, and the LA 60s, they're pretty much, for the most part, if you didn't know a California nigga swag or whatever like that, you couldn't really tell the difference between them niggas unless they had different knowledge. See what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time. But 60s and New Jersey came before before the New York 60s came. See what I'm saying? So what I tell people is all the time, like, Bloods and Crips hit New York first, but these LA sets hit New Jersey first. So that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? So, like, Harlem Crip was the first Crips that was pretty much in, like, the East Coast. See what I'm saying? But the Jersey niggas, the Queen Street niggas, the Grapes, the 60 niggas, them niggas was in Jersey before any. Those was the sets that came, and then all the other sets drifted over from there. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, the neighborhood 60s, them niggas is like super deep out there, and I fuck with them niggas because it's not a lot of sets out there, so they don't have really no discrepancies. And Jersey's not really that big too, so if you from 60s, you should pretty much know all the niggas that's in, at least most of the niggas that's in 60s if you out there. See what I'm saying? But you gotta be careful too, because where the 60s is at, them niggas is in like they're almost in like the middle of like fucking like crazy neighborhoods or whatever like that too. See what I'm saying? Like, they right there, like, they go to war with the non-trade niggas a lot. The GKB niggas, they right in between. They not really near like the double R niggas, but once again, Jersey is not that big, and it's not like LA where it's neighborhoods the way it's like, all right, well, he live in this neighborhood, so he got beef with this blood. Nah, when you out there, it's like, if you blood, you got beef with Crips, and if you know, that's pretty much, it's not too much Crip on Crip violence out here, blood on blood violence. It's like pretty much blood on Crip violence, how it, you know, used to be back in the day out there. You see what I'm saying? We don't do too much set tripping in New York, New Jersey kind of shit. No, so that's why the 60s fuck with the Grapes, which I'm moving on to right now. Arsenal, the Rebel, Shotgun Suge, which are also battle rappers too, are well-known Grape streets, but Grapes everywhere. Block Boy JB in Memphis, it's a lot of them niggas fucking. Them niggas is everywhere. But you see direct descendants of Grape streets from them niggas was just out there getting money. That's it. One of the niggas got moved from out there. That's what happened. When you young and you bad and your parents like, fuck it, I can't take it no more, niggas, sometimes you get shipped away. And that's what happened. Niggas got shipped away, and some niggas was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get back out there. Now when I'm older, I'm gonna come back out there and make money, because now I know how to make money out there. And they go back out there when they're a little older and they make bread. And they start sets out there. That's what happened. That's how the Grapes got out there, and the Grapes are deep. The Grapes are the deepest set that's out there in Jersey. Blood or Crip side. See what I'm saying? Like, if you add the Sex Money Murders and the GKBs and all that shit from New York, then it's not even close. See what I'm saying? But the Grapes, if you do just specifically New Jersey, there's nobody deeper than the Grapes. And them niggas is out there putting in work. You see what I'm saying? So I give it up to the Grapes too, because they got direct ties. A lot of the niggas from New York go out here to California, to Watts. They call themselves specifically Watts Baby Loke. You see what I'm saying? They put that shit incorporated inside their name. And the OGs from out here, they respect it. A lot of the OGs from out here 10 years ago, they wasn't even thinking about the Grapes in New Jersey, but they know about the Grapes in Jersey. They know about the Grapes in Memphis before Block Boy JB even came along, before Arsenal the Rebel when it was even rapping. But you see videos Arsenal out there all the time. See what I'm saying? He do videos and shit out there, whatever like that too. So tell niggas all the time, man, there's a big difference between the Jersey sets versus the New York sets, because, you know, the Jersey sets are also direct descendants from there. You see what I'm saying? You know, you got OGs doing videos from LA that's inside of Jersey. YouTube that shit right now. Don't listen, I sit here and wait. I'm saying, don't take my word for it. These niggas is doing videos and all kind of shit directed for it too, because they already know, like, nigga, it's like, you can't really fault the niggas who turned Crip because they adapted to the shit, and they was like, oh, that shit is cool. See what I'm saying? It looked like some unity kind of shit, so let's fuck with it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened too. When I first turned Crip, I wasn't thinking, oh shit, I'm about to join some shit for protection. Nah, I was 13 years old, and I like how the shit looked. And there was just something to be a part of that was different. So when it came out here, the shit took full-fledged. But one thing I tell niggas all the time is how the OGs from LA wanted to be out there with no Crip on Crip violence, you know, yada, yada, yada. That's how we move in New York and New Jersey. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it ain't conflicts. Because sometimes you may not hear this nigga set, and you may be automatically saying, oh, this set is fake. But it's just like everywhere else, too. See what I'm saying? Like, you can't really say because it's a set that's on that they not in because they're in North Hollywood or because they're in Venice Beach or, you know, shit like that, that they not really Crips, or because they're in San Diego, or because, you know, they're somewhere else that they're in the Valley, or you can't really say that they're not Crips or Bloods, because the shit expands everywhere. And if a nigga sitting here banging for the shit and they going to jail for the shit and they getting shot for the shit, you see what I'm saying? And you know, they putting in work and they repping the shit everywhere they go. Listen, nigga, I went to 7 high schools. The reason why I went to 7 different high schools because I was young and I was so deep into this Crip shit and I was kept fighting everywhere the fuck I was going. I was getting kicked out of this high school. I was getting kicked out of this high school. I was getting sent upstate. Nigga, I went to high school, different coasts. Nigga, I'm talking about nigga in the boondocks, nigga, upstates, nigga, all kind of nigga. I went to mad high schools. And because I was whistling, you know, I was running around, just kept getting in trouble running around with this Crip shit. I done got shot for the shit. I done went to jail for the shit. So it's like, it's more people that went through that shit too. You see what I'm saying? You know, we done lost soldiers in the hood. Mad shit done happened. But you're not about to sit here and tell me because I don't live in a certain spot that I'm not a real nah. No way. And that's how a lot of people feel too. So the Jersey niggas, they take pride in calling themselves Jersey Bloods or Jersey Crips because they know for the most part a lot of the sets out there, all the Crip sets out there for the most part got direct ties from the West Coast. Some of the Blood ties got direct ties from the West Coast. Now, if you want to say, oh, some people got the discrepancy saying OG Mac, you know, he had family from the West Coast. So if you want to throw that in there, then you got to say the New York sets directly too. But for the New York Bloods out there too, y'all, if that's what y'all are saying, cause then y'all got to actually stick to that and just start, you know, change your ways out there. If it's OGs that want y'all to rep Treetop Paru, or if it's OGs that want y'all to rep a Park Blood, or if it's OGs that want y'all to rep a Brim set instead of repping like a GKB. You see what I'm saying? You know, y'all can be G-Shine Brims. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. So they don't really care about the name shit. You just got to come up under a card or umbrella or some shit like that. Because all that shit matters in the most part. See what I'm saying? We haven't got to the point to where we've been blooding and cripping long enough to where the shit is going to be like Crips versus Crips a whole lot. And I hope we never get to that point. But it's starting to get a little dicey. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened in LA. Them niggas was the first united all as one. And then as time going by, everybody wanted to be, you know, nobody wanted to be the Indians. Everybody wanted to be the Chiefs. So fucking shit got a little dicey. And then next thing you know, nigga, once it started, it just goes on right now. See what I'm saying? So, you know, the Jersey niggas, they got I give it to them. They move a little bit more different than the New York niggas do. They're a little bit more, you know, low-key, but it's a lot of killings that happen out there. I tell people all the time, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. It has never been a place I went to that was dirtier or had more poverty, I should say, than Newark, New Jersey. Tretch, New Jersey, not really that far off. See what I'm saying? You know, listen, don't go out there sleeping. So, you know, I got to tell people, too, it was very cool to hear that the Double I Bloods had like a direct descendant from the Queen Street Bloods. Even though they don't call themselves the Queen Street Bloods, they're a direct descendant, but that's where the Double I shit come from. Because once I heard them, I'm like, damn, what the hell is the Double I shit? See what I'm saying? So, you know, that way I never ran into none of them niggas and no shit like that, too. You know, once again, you don't see them niggas in New York City. You might now, but, you know, you didn't really see them niggas you were in the city. They were pretty much running around Jersey or whatever like that, too. But, yeah, man, Inglewood, Ill-Town, that's what that shit stand for, man. And you hating ass niggas out there, yes, I actually did. Most of the segment was on the Don Moves this time, so I don't want to know you biased. And nah, most of the segment was on the Don Moves because there's more Don Move sets in Jersey than there are Crip sets in New Jersey. But it's like that everywhere. Like in New York City, there's more Crip sets than there are, I would say, blood sets, but there are way more Bloods than there are Crips in New York. Now it's starting to, but from when I was younger, it was even in like 95 and then like 96, 97. Once again, it's a lot easier to turn Blood than it is to turn Crip in New York, to where California, it's a lot of people stick to the same standards, whether you Blood or Crip, set to set. New York, it's a lot harder to turn Crip. So, and there was a lot more people getting arrested, and because the Blood niggas started in jail, they had the jails on lock. It was like every time you was, they was just snatching niggas up. So that's why it's a lot more Bloods in New York than it is, but it's the same thing. Like in California is the only place where it's like, I really like, not even old California, because San Diego is way more Bloods than it is Crips. And same thing, it's way more Blood sets than it is Crip sets. And that's the next one coming, the San Diego edition, Crips and Bloods in San Diego. Because, it's almost just like Jersey. Living in San Diego is almost just like living in Jersey. Not the poverty and all that shit, but as far as like the Blood to Crip ratio, set the, Crip set the Blood set, same thing in San Diego. See what I'm saying? It's crazy that, these places I end up keep living in and moving to. That's why I'm saying, you're not about to tell me that. I have never lived in a place such as like Long Beach to where it's been predominantly Crip. I lived in Brownsville, Brooklyn, but even the part of Brownsville I lived at was up the hill. So all of y'all who know about up the hill, that's going on a borderline right there where all the Bloods is at. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I've never lived in like the South Side, Queens, Jamaica. I live right across the street from Baisley Projects. I didn't live in the Crip part of Queens. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah. My nigga Kwame was from 60s. The only other nigga that lived on Southern Boulevard besides me and my older brother that was from 60s. Nigga, that was it, nigga. I lived in a lot of blood areas. See what I'm saying? So you're not about to tell me walking around, gotta watch my back all the time, and all the time I took a risk walking around, with the heat on me and all that I'm not a Crip because I'm not from L.A. No way. So you can't tell these San Diego niggas that because these niggas out here putting in work. Even though now calm down a little bit, but they out here putting in work. You're not about to tell these niggas because they're not from L.A. that they're not fucking Bloods and Crips. Hell no. These niggas are an hour away. You think the shit wasn't going to spread this way? That should be killing me, man. These, like, because they don't want to rep a specific L.A. set. That don't mean that these niggas are not real. But, man, don't worry, man. We going to get into that, man. I told y'all, man, it was going to be a quick 30, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay tuned for the next one, too. San Diego district coming soon, man. Just remember, man, I'm just, listen, I'm just a Brooklyn nigga from my Harlem set. Show some respect. If not, nigga, put it in check. I'm up next, man. It's your boy, man, Dirt Gang Curry, man.